Hello there. This is Meow, the love interest, and today we are talking about the Cat of Nine Tails, Catwoman herself, as she's been represented over the years. In this episode, let's unsheath our claws with the Countess of Criminality and chat about how she gets revenge. We'll get into her motivation, her relationship with Batman, and what all this means for the hip cats in the audience. Let's get started.
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
The Princess of Plunder is always defined by her fur-raising felonies. So let's start with the nefarious schemes our Marchioness of Misdemeanors is up to in Batman Returns. In the television show, Catwoman had no alias, no true identity, even when in jail.
Hello, Catwoman.
So here we start things out quite differently by meeting Selina Kyle herself.
Variances, tax incentives, that sort of pesky nonsense.
We are witness to a day in the life, her last day, in fact, as Mousy's assistant to Max Schreck.
I have a suggestion.
She tries to be a good assistant, but is browbeaten at this meeting.
Afraid we haven't properly housebroken Ms. Kyle.
When she gets home, exhausted, she realizes that she forgot to prepare for tomorrow, so has to rush all the way back to work.
Hi, Selina. This is yourself calling. To remind you, honey, that you have to come all the way back to the office.
In an attempt to show how capable she is, she reads the protected files. And Max here doesn't like that much at all.
And I even opened the protected files. And
How industrious.
I figured your password was Geraldo, your chihuahua, and it was.
What did curiosity do to the cat?
I'm no cat.
He murders her as casually as he asked for coffee, because she is really just nobody, isn't she?
I mean, it's not like you can just kill me.
Actually, it's a lot like that.
But then her cat arrives with some friends, and it looks like Selina has a new lease on life. 9 of them, of course. With one goal to drive her for the rest of the movie, getting revenge on Max Schreck.
One whiff of this at the office, and your boss will be asking you to stay after work.
Life number 2 starts with Selina going home as usual in a grim parody of her earlier self.
Honey, I'm home! I forgot. I'm not married. Honey, I'm home. Oh, I forgot I'm not married.
And she refuses to be the same girl again after seeing how that ended. If she's going to die, she wants a different kind of life first. She goes out on the town and saves a woman much like Batman saved her in the opening scene.
I just love a big, strong man who's not afraid to show it with someone half his size.
Though she makes it clear that she is not like the Caped Crusader. We'll come back to that.
Thanks, You make it so easy, don't you? Always waiting for some Batman to save you.
Morning finds her back at work, scaring Max Schreck in front of Bruce Wayne.
If my assistant was here, she already would have escorted you out to...
Anywhere he wants.
She is far more confident this time. After all, he's already killed her. And she pounced back from that. No reason to be intimidated this time around.
Selina.
That's my name, Maximilians. Don't wear it out or I'll make you buy me a new one.
In her after-hours persona, she commits some arson, destroying Shrek's department store and having a great deal of fun doing it. Then she faces off against Batman. With both of them hidden behind masks, they can reveal some truths to each other.
Who's the man behind the bat? The woman behind the cat.
Though she does try to kill him and he returns the favor. So ends life number 2.
Saved by kitty litter.
Her third life also starts with her deciding that things need to change. If Batman can kill her, that distracts her from her real goal.
Your blood, Max.
So she goes to make a deal with the devil.
Down, Oswald.
She plays on the Penguin's ego and insists she be involved with any plans that rid them of their shared foe.
Knocked me off a building just when I was starting to feel good about myself. I want to play an integral part in his degradation.
He had a plan already, but she suggests a better one. Instead of killing him, it is his image they must destroy.
To destroy Batman, we must first turn him into what he hates the most, namely us.
Catwoman's part in this scheme is to keep the princess here hostage while they scare her a little.
Cheese!
Batman comes to rescue her, and that leads to a fight, which ends when Catwoman takes the princess away for the frame-up. When she runs into Batman afterwards, she suggests that he retire. Then she uses her claws to prove her point. She then goes to meet up with Penguin, upset that he changed the plans and killed the princess, instead of just scaring her.
You said you were going to scare the Ice Princess.
She looked pretty scared to me,
He turns on Catwoman and kills her.
and I don't think I like you anymore.
So much for trying to team up with another villain in life number 3. For her 4th life, Selina is keeping a low profile for a while, until she decides to go to Shrek's masquerade and get her revenge at last.
What do you mean? Not you and Max.
No, this and Max.
During a dance with Bruce, she reveals her true nature,
You know, mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it.
as does he.
Kiss can be even deadlier.
And who knows where the evening might have gone if Penguin hadn't chosen that moment to attack. This near-death experience reminds her of what her goal really is, and she tracks down Max Schreck, who has, of course, been kidnapped by Penguin, so she finds him in Penguin's lair just as he was about to escape it. The final showdown between them is fantastic.
What can I do for you?
Sorry, Max, a die for a die.
Batman shows up to stop her, and Bruce appeals to Selina,
Then we can go home. Together.
offering her a different ending than a tragedy.
I just couldn't live with myself, so don't pretend this is a happy ending.
But she has a better use for her remaining lives.
You're fired.
She goes for her revenge at last and kills her former boss.
3 lives down. You got enough in there to finish me off? 4, 5. Still alive! 6, 7. 2 lives left. I think I'll save one for next Christmas.
This whole thing started when she discovered that the power plant he intended to build was actually a capacitor.
I mean, about how the power plant is a power plant in name only. And capacitor? Instead of generating power, it'll sort of be sucking power from, Gotham City.
Siphoning off power instead of providing it.
What did curiosity do to the cat?
You really frightened me.
And it ends with her using a different kind of capacitor to give him all the power he can handle. And then some.
How about a kiss, Santa Claus?
Her revenge complete at last, Selina disappears into the night, and we are left with a reminder that she is not out of lives just yet. Now, Selina does not commit many crimes in this film. She starts with breaking and entering, then arson, then accessory to a kidnapping, and her finale is a murder.
Don't be naive. The law doesn't apply to people like him or us.
Though she obviously wants to do something to Shrek as soon as she recalls how life number 1 ended, her crimes naturally ramp up as she becomes more and more willing to do whatever it takes.
Aren't you tired of this sanctimonious robber baron always coming out on top when he should be 6 feet under?
She tries things on her own and is stopped by Batman. So she tries teaming up with the other villain, but that doesn't go well. So she waits until the two are distracted by each other to take her revenge. This iteration may not match the bombastic heists and schemes of her live-action predecessors.
I don't know what you want, but I know I can get it for you. Money.
It's a national Belgravian treasure. Our country will pay anything for it. Then drive a truck through and loot the place.
Jewels.
Diamonds, rubies, emeralds.
A very big ball of string.
But she more than makes up for it by being the only Catwoman and only character in this movie to get what she wants by the end.
A die for a die.
And that's not the only unique success she has. So let's dig our claws into her relationship with Batman and Bruce Wayne.
Hey, stud.
As far as live-action versions of Catwoman go, none are more explicitly romantic with Bruce Wayne. Oh, the 1966 movie Catwoman was a honey trap for him.
Perfect, Riddler. Perfect.
Comrade Wayne?
And Julie Newmar's television version was smitten, often reciprocated.
What I want most in life is to work side by side with you, Batman.
But none of them knew Bruce Wayne at all.
You're nice. But my heart belongs to Batman.
Selina is first rescued by Batman and scares him off a bit. He is busy by being perhaps too interested in her rescuer.
Well, that was very brief.
The next day, her second life starts with meeting him while he's confronting Max Schreck.
Nice suit.
And the two play a cat and mouse game all across the movie, using both their alter egos and their real selves, whichever you consider those to be, respectively.
Why'd you come tonight?
You first.
See you.
They hit it off right away when she escorts him out of Shrek's office.
I'm listed.
Tempted.
I'm working.
I'm leaving.
The next time they meet is here, after she destroys the department store, and he tries to apprehend her.
Who's the man behind the bed? You can help me find the woman behind the cat.
This obviously ends in her death, but she had him on his toes and certainly left an impression.
There you are.
This is followed by another Selina and Bruce meetup, where both are bothered by what the papers are saying.
I don't know, these hacks sleep at night.
I mean, I'm not a fan of what the writers decided Selina would be bothered by.
I heard on TV that Catwoman is thought to weigh 140 pounds.
Especially as this is a bit of a running joke in the series.
How much do you weigh?
About 108, I think.
You weigh a little more than 108.
Oh, really?
Well, we'll come back to that. Anyway, Bruce makes a date.
How about if you come over for an early dinner? Let's say 5. Let's say 6.
Okay, 5.
An early dinner because both have plans later in the evening.
You got kind of a dark side, don't you?
No darker than yours, Bruce.
During their charming date, they discuss duality.
And the truth frightened her?
Well, there are two truths.
Well, was Vicky right about your difficulty with duality?
Selina pounces on him, and things are going well. Until she's about to discover where she stabbed him, and he's about to discover where he burned her.
You can't do that.
Neither can I.
When the news story shows the princess was taken hostage, they of course both have to rush off.
I gotta get
No,
out of here.
no, it's your house. I have.
And leave awkward messages with Alfred to show their interest, but give an excuse for leaving.
No, you know what? Let her know that not in some kind of dumb, be my girlfriend kind of way.
I will relay the message.
Great.
Could you just make up a sonnet or something, a dirty limerick?
One has just sprung to mind.
This is an improvement over the previous movie, where Vicky Vale was left with an excuse, but had no reason to leave herself.
Really? I've just got to go out of town on business for a few days.
Okay. We'll do it when you get back. I'll talk to you guys when you get back.
Back, Miss Vale? We're going to be here for quite a while.
It shows that Selina is a better match for him.
In fact, he makes me feel the way I hope I really am.
Shown delightfully by this scene of both of them getting changed on the way to their real business. When Batman attempts to rescue the hostage, Catwoman stops him and they fight briefly.
Hey, stud. I thought we had something together.
Before she takes the princess away.
Gotta go. Girl talk.
After the plan is going well for the villains, Catwoman stops to chat with Batman,
You're catnip to a girl like me.
including a kiss under the mistletoe.
Mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it.
But a kiss can be even deadlier if you mean it.
Next, we have another Selina and Bruce scene. It's really the scene to me. They're at a masquerade party where both are unmasked.
What do you say?
You take off our costumes.
I guess I'm tired of wearing masks.
Me too.
And they become metaphorically unmasked as well when they spot the mistletoe.
Mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it.
A kiss can be even deadly.
There is not a romantic moment to rival this in the series. The emphasis on how Selina and Bruce instinctively understand Catwoman and Batman is like catnip to me, honestly.
Does this mean we have to start fighting?
Let's go outside.
The other ladies never come close to this level of intimacy, even if a shocking number are aware that Bruce is Batman.
Who let Vicky Vale into the Batcave? I'm sitting there working, and I turn around. There she is. Oh, hi, Vic. Come on in.
Their final meeting is when she has gotten Max Shrek cornered and is about to kill him.
Your blood, Max.
Batman tries to stop her.
Then we can go home. Together.
And this includes offering both sides of himself to her.
What does it say? Split. Right down the center. Selina, please.
She is Selina and she is Catwoman, and she may be conflicted by his offer.
Bruce, I would love to live with you in your castle. I just couldn't live with myself.
But she does what she came here to do.
How about a kiss, Santa Claus?
The movie ends in a scene reminiscent of the ending to Breakfast at Tiffany's.
I'm not gonna let anyone put me in a cage.
I don't want to put you in a cage. I want to love you.
It's the same thing.
Where Bruce is searching for a cat. Unlike Holly Golightly, Selina Kyle is not going to allow Bruce to bring her in. But instead ends the movie with a reminder that she is a villain in her own right, and she will be back. So we've seen Catwoman flirt with Batman before, and even with Bruce Wayne a few times, but never with this degree of intimacy, and never with both of them.
You know, mistletoe can be deadly if you eat it. But a kiss can be even deadlier if you mean it.
Selina Kyle is transforming into something dark and dangerous because of her desire for revenge, something Bruce has already done himself. That means that both Selina and Catwoman, Bruce and Batman understand each other on every level. All of their conversations, in or out of masks, are perfectly built banter.
But doesn't the gold-plated bachelor bit get a little stale?
A lot like the lonely secretary syndrome, I get.
They are foils for each other, anima and animus, and both are uncertain about which is the real version of themselves anymore.
Split. Right down the center.
Catwoman is able to complete her revenge on the person who hurt her, as Bruce did in the last movie. So if they meet again, perhaps they will both be on the same page. And Selina will be able to live with herself for life number 9 if she stays in the fairy tale with Bruce.
Selina, please.
A girl can dream. But in the meantime, let's get into what all this means for us ladies.
How could you? I'm a woman.
So, there's a lot of sexism in this movie.
Who the hell do you think you are?
This is nothing new. The previous movie also had a lot of it. For example, how much our blonde love interest weigh is somehow really important to discuss.
I heard on TV that Catwoman is thought to weigh 140 pounds.
You weigh a little more than 108.
Oh, really?
Like, how much do you weigh? Muscular man wearing body armor? I'm sure it's a lot more than she does.
Whatever you do, don't let go.
Anyway, both our villain and our hero have moments of being harsh or cruel to women.
I'm meeting someone who wants to see my work.
Crap.
Jerk.
Look, you're a real nice girl and I like you a lot, but for right now, shut up.
It's not great, but worse than that is the fact that the movie itself doesn't think much of its female characters. There's Alicia, who was a model, then mob boss's girl.
Hello, sweetheart. I wonder if you'd mind waiting in the next room.
She was having an affair with Jack, and he wasn't even into it. When he takes over, he disfigures her horribly.
Like me, she is a living work of art.
To the point that she takes her own life.
But you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
And I get that he is the bad guy, but when his number 1 disappoints him, he does this. I'm just saying, he doesn't psychologically and physically torture any men.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Then there's Vicky Vale, who starts out as an ambitious photographer trying to get a story with this guy.
My pictures, your words, Pulitzer Prize material.
But once she meets Bruce Wayne, that basically doesn't matter anymore.
Vale, don't get personal.
The Joker and Bruce fight over her for the rest of the film, and that love triangle just pushes her into a corner. No different from a sexy lamp as she goes from one damsel situation to another. while I remembered Catwoman fondly in Batman Returns, I was a little concerned how well it would live up to my expectations after watching this Batman first.
Seems like every woman you try to save ends up dead. Or deeply resentful.
Let me just say that as a film, Returns is far better, with really only one major flaw I'll get into.
I'm a woman and can't be taken for granted.
If you haven't watched Batman 89 lately, you might not recall that it is structured very strangely. For example, it starts with introducing us to this family in a similar situation to the Waynes with young Bruce.
Kid a favor, don't scream.
But then Batman not only doesn't save them, he just beats up these muggers sometime later. If the parallel is intentional, nothing is really done with it.
Always waiting for some bad man to save you.
While in Returns, the parallels between Bruce and the other characters are very intentional. Oswald Cobblepot, being a prince of Gotham and losing his family at a young age, is clearly included to be a dark mirror for Bruce.
A child who spent his first Christmas and many sins in a sewer.
Mr. Wayne, something wrong?
No, his parents. I hope he finds them.
And of course, there's everything I talked about in the last section about Selina and Bruce as mirrors of each other.
We're the same. Split. Right down the center.
But the parallels are not the only thing made more intentional in this movie. The sexist elements are actually integral to the story, rather than just being the laziest set dressing to make something dark and gritty.
Stupid corn dog.
As our leading lady, that unfortunately means that most of the sexism is directed towards Selina Kyle. At the start, her boss calls her a dog.
Afraid we haven't properly housebroken Ms. Kyle.
Harsh, and belittles her.
In the plus column, though, she makes a hell of a cup of coffee.
Then she gets assaulted in the street by this guy and starts thinking about what she's willing to put up with. This ad on her voicemail sums up her situation, and probably all the other ladies in Gotham, quite well.
We're just calling to make sure you've tried Gotham Lady perfume. One whiff of this at the office and your boss will be asking you to stay after work for a candlelight staff meeting for 2.
Who knows if Shrek ever took advantage of his power over her in ways other than, the murder, but her reaction to this speaks volumes.
Gotham Lady perfume, exclusively at Shrek's department.
Living in Gotham City is pretty traumatic, especially so for women in these films. It's not just Max. There is no shortage of gendered violence going on, and that is what creates Catwoman. Selina can no longer be a mousy secretary who likes pink dollhouses and cute stuffed animals. She transforms into Catwoman to take revenge on all the men in this city, whether they've wronged her or not.
Don't hurt us, lady. Our take-home's less than 300.
And because Catwoman is a villain, not a hero, her goal is not to keep other women from suffering her fate.
Thanks, You make it so easy, don't you?
She doesn't like when ladies are in peril.
You said you were going to scare the Ice Princess.
She looked pretty scared to me.
But she's not particularly kind to them.
Gotta go. Girl talk.
Saving women is not the point of her alter ego. It is for her to take revenge on men.
I am Catwoman. Hear me roar.
When it comes to any interaction with a man, Catwoman harnesses sex appeal and uses it against them. She makes suggestive comments before she puts them in their place.
Be gentle, it's my first time. Always confusing your pistols with your privates.
Her first interaction with Batman reflects how she hates herself for needing to be saved by him earlier, and she takes that out on him.
How could you? I'm a woman. Life's a bitch. Now so am I.
And kind of on this lady, honestly.
Always waiting for some bad man to save you.
Selina is now unimpressed by any man with power, including Bruce Wayne.
I mistook. Yeah. Isn't that what I said?
No, I don't think so.
And Catwoman is openly contemptuous of Batman.
Maybe you should retire.
But he did save her, and he killed her, and that's why she can't just go with him at the end. She doesn't want to be dependent on him. Catwoman isn't a woman, she's a symbol as much as Batman is a symbol. This Catwoman symbolizes the clawing, vicious, suffocating desire to get revenge on those with power for how they've treated those without it. That means the ending cannot include healing from trauma with a man who understands you. That would be the end of Catwoman. And Selina doesn't want that. Right now, anyway.
I think I'll save one for next Christmas.
Batman may have hurt her, but he is fighting back against what hurt her originally.
You don't seem like the type who does business with Mr. Shrek.
Using both of his kinds of power to help people.
Yeah, well, I'm going to fight you on this, and I've already spoken to the mayor.
Thanks for saving the day, Batman.
Well, Max Shrek amasses power just to attain more power, and cannot imagine thinking of anyone else. Even when kidnapped by Penguin, he can only talk about himself.
You and I have something in common. We're both perceived as monsters.
I feel that's a bum rap. I'm a businessman.
Come on, man, read the room.
Don't embarrass yourself, Max.
Max killed his secretary. She found out too much and he just pushed her out a window. He was cruel to her and expects her to just go along with the story he invents when she gets back.
Did you injure yourself on that ski slope? Is that why you cut short your vacation?
When she gives him some nonsense response, he assumes he handled the situation and it won't come back to bite him.
But last night, complete blur. Couldn't you just die?
But it does. When everything with Penguin has gone sideways and he's making his escape, who should appear but an avenging angel, whom he doesn't even recognize despite so much of her face being on display, even with the mask.
Selina.
He doesn't recognize her because he probably doesn't even know what she looks like.
What's her name?
He recognizes Bruce when he had masks, though he doesn't understand what's going on.
Wayne, why are you dressed up like Batman?
His focus on gaining power means he cannot understand why Bruce would want to do anything else. And he cannot recognize his secretary because there would be no point in recognizing her.
Selina Kyle.
You're fired.
He is, in essence, exactly what one would expect from a corporate executive.
What about the documents that prove you own half the fire traps in Gotham City?
That's not an admission. I would have seen to it they were shredded.
Willing to sacrifice anyone if it means more power for him.
How's Fred Atkins, your old partner?
He's good.
I'm Fred's hand.
And using his power to mistreat and abuse women, to offer them to this monster, just to save his own skin.
You have the ear of the media.
But Catwoman cannot be paid off or reasoned with.
I don't know what you want, but I know I can get it for you.
There is only one thing she wants from him.
Your blood, Max.
Just like Batman, she is a symbol of vengeance, but this time of women fighting back, tooth and claw. She uses the tools of her own subjugation, hers and many women's, and gives him what the boss always asks for, just a little kiss. Max had absolute power over Selina to do whatever he wanted, and now Catwoman gives him all the power he could ask for. How does it taste, Max? Batman kills Catwoman, and Selina's revenge is to ensnare him and remove his power over her. Shrek kills Selina, and Catwoman returns to destroy him.
Sorry, Max. A die for a die.
But there is another person who kills her, and this is where I think the movie fails. A little bit. As fantastic as most of the story is, life number 3 for Selina is the weakest part of the film. Teaming up with Penguin makes thematic sense. Both are here to get revenge on those who have wronged them.
Full of destiny, your parents carelessly discarded.
Don't give me a killing Max won't solve anything speech, because it will.
But Penguin's revenge is biblical. He is Moses, returning to visit plagues on Gotham City.
The time has come to punish all God's children.
He intends to turn the water into toxic sludge. He attacks the firstborn sons. He sends a pestilence of penguins. Sorry, they're so cute.
The liberation of Gotham has begun!
While Catwoman's story is essentially a rape revenge plot.
In there, you really frightened me.
It's Rex Department.
Both of them are vengeful, but hers is very personal.
Blood, Max.
While his has more distance and is about punishing the whole society. With Batman, he just wants to get him out of the way. And it makes sense for her idea to destroy Batman's image instead of his physical person.
To destroy Batman, we must first turn him into what he hates the most. Namely, us.
Penguin takes their plot farther than she wanted, and our symbol of female vengeance, despite being personally harassed multiple times by the Penguin, gets no revenge on him, and is even killed by him. As far as he knows, he was successful. She has no part in his downfall, and I find that strange in what is otherwise a well-written finale. For example, Penguin earlier took control of the Batmobile and uses it for his own ends.
Welcome to the Oswald Cobblepot School of Driving.
In the finale, Batman takes control of the Penguins to prevent them from hurting anyone.
Seem to be turning around.
They're both using radio waves.
All right, let's turn him around.
Yes, sir.
The reciprocity of it is very satisfying. When Selina was originally killed, it was because she looked too deeply into Shrek's paperwork and learned of his plans.
It's our secret. Honest.
So when Catwoman is left alone with Penguin's lists of firstborn sons he plans to kidnap,
Those names are not for prying eyes.
I assumed she would do something with that information to stop him. Maybe team up with Batman. Maybe just get her vengeance by thwarting his greatest desire.
Yes! For your firstborn sons!
But nope. Penguin attacks the masquerade, Batman rushes off to fight him, and we simply do not see Selina again until after Penguin is basically dead. Then she stops Shrek and disappears. And I'm not saying the order of events should have changed. It's just strange to me that she has nothing to do with the comeuppance of one of the men who killed her.
You killed me. The Penguin killed me. Batman killed me. That's 3 lives down.
As far as their interactions go, he had the power all along, and he wins out in the end.
By my unintended. Go to heaven.
And that just makes me need a bath. My point is, I think the movie would have improved significantly if Catwoman had been included in bringing down Penguin in some way. Having her team up with Batman during the finale would have greatly increased the tension during this scene and the emotional turmoil when she still leaves at the end.
To live with you in your castle. Forever, just like in a fairy tale.
It would have had more thematic resonance given her role of taking revenge on powerful men. There are 2 sexual assaults on screen. She stops one as her first appearance as Catwoman, but the other goes unremarked and unpunished, and I do not care for that.
I wouldn't touch you to scratch you.
I also find it disappointing that some of the sexism from the previous movie is in this one without any resolution to it. Like how the film regularly badmouths Vicky Vale.
Who let Vicky Vale into the Batcave? See, Vicky thought...
Vicky? Ice skater or stewardess?
And the way the princess is just a caricature of a bimbo.
You know, I don't just like trees. I'm an actress as well.
I also hate that the Penguin kills her, and that's essentially unaddressed. Batman is off flirting with Catwoman seconds later.
You're the second man who killed me this week.
And I do like their flirtation. To be clear, it just seems a bit in bad taste.
Seems like every woman you try to save ends up dead.
On the other hand, I do really like this poodle lady. Yeah, that's what she's called. She is clearly Penguin's right-hand henchman, and good for her. He never treats her in the disgusting way he does everyone else. She is more capable than the other henchmen.
Something is wrong. Something has jammed the signal.
And her abandonment at the end hits home for him. I'm just saying, this movie is vastly better than its predecessor, especially where the ladies are concerned. Gotham City contains more than just damsels. There are capable hench ladies and spirits of vengeance.
7, all good girls go to heaven.
I would change a few things about the movie as a whole, but this iteration of Catwoman is the most iconic for a reason. As I said at the start, she gets what she wants, and that is a rare thing for a villain. She reclaims the way men have treated her and turns it back on them at the end, getting her revenge and that of many other women. It's very cathartic, and everything a lady can want in an anti-heroine.
2 lives left. I think I'll save one for next Christmas.
So is this Catwoman, meow, then a love interest? Unlike poor Vicky Vale, Selina is absolutely more than that.
To destroy Batman, we must first turn him into what he hates the most, namely us.
She has her own agenda and several schemes that have nothing to do with her feelings for Bruce or Batman. As those grow, she gets a bit distracted, but not enough to prevent her from accomplishing her goals.
I just couldn't live with myself.
But she is here for more than just her revenge. She recognizes herself in Bruce and vice versa, so she realizes that perhaps no one could understand her like he does.
You're catnip to a girl like me.
Now that she's had her revenge, maybe she'll consider how to best live her 9th life to the fullest.
I think I'll save one for next Christmas.
Thank you for listening to me talk about the most vengeful Catwoman. Join me next year for more of this series. Please like, comment, subscribe, ring the bell, join my Patreon, buy me a coffee, all the things so you don't miss it. See you then.